This is Lee with 82 Gamut 12 here on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75, and we are right in the smack middle of our comparison of 3 produced games concerning the Battle of Talavera. Took place in Spain, July the 27th and 28th, 1809, between the combined British and Spanish armies versus the French army under the command of King Joseph. This was actually the victory that led to Arthur Wellesley, getting the title Duke of Wellington. So we are at the 9 o'clock turn, and we have just finished the MUs drawing. We have no more left to draw, so we now go to the food. Was it just a few for fire phase? So let's get prepared to go across the board and do that. And the fire will be simultaneous. Now, the 5th edition rules actually state for you to do the defensive fire first and then the offensive fire. We just go across the board. And so we will proceed to do exactly just that. So I'm going to move my camera down here where most of that is going to be taking place. But of course we do have some right here. So and this artillery here has found a fairly good target, and they're going to turn. They don't actually have to turn. This cavalry is still in its... it's not supposed to stack without a leader. So let me take this guy back off. The skirmisher here. I have to put him in there like that. So this artillery unit is facing this X here, so they can actually fire it along this line here. And so right here, right here, so they can fire right along this line here. So this cavalry unit here is in its zone of fire. So arc of fire, however you want to say it. And I just set these to the side so that I was taking a few pictures so that I would know what's going on there. So let's see. So it's going to be this unit here is firing, and the target, of course, is the cavalry unit right there. And if I'm using this ruler here as the target, then it's possible that we might have ricochet fire, but that is a light gun, so the range is only 6, so it would peter out before it got to any other target. So that's going to be the only target, is that cavalry unit. And of course, the unit, you know, you got some units back here behind that will be ricocheted. So there is a ricochet right there. So let me pull back just a little bit. Okay. So modifiers. That's going to be at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be medium range. So they're going to have a strength of 6. And cavalry and column is 6. So this is a 1-to-1. Oh, that's the wrong cup. Okay, 24. I don't think that's going to be a hit. Not 1-to-1. No. All right. So then we go to the other rest of the cavalry units there in the next hex, and it'll be the same. Well, actually, let's see that. Yeah, 5, 4. Let's see. 3, 4, and 5 is medium. 36 is still not effective. Okay. So let's go with, we're going to go with that artillery unit right here. And they've taken a loss, so they're going to be at half strength. And they're going to fire at this cavalry unit here, which would be a ricochet there. 8, 2, 3, 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be extreme range. So that's going to be, well, they're not going to be effective because they're at a half strength. So they're really their firepower is be similar to this light artillery unit here. So and same thing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, same thing there. So they really don't have a target because of the British advancing off of the Portina stream here. So, and their own units are blocking their line of sight. So we can go to the firing that's going to take place here. So, all right, so we'll start with, so we're going to have, oops, here and here, of course, firing on this square. So we've got a skirmisher there, and here we've got 6 Okay, and they're in two hexes, so they're stretched out. So that's going to be a total of 6 fire strength plus the skirmisher. And in the 5th edition, well, I'm not for sure how the 5th edition actually handles that, because I've got the fire effects chart for the Maria Luis Reglement de l'an 30. So and I think, I don't know, I'm not quite sure how I feel about the way that they've really weakened the skirmishers. So a skirmisher well, it's ×8, depending on if they're British Guard or just British Foot. If they're British Foot, then they're ×7, but that's for a full strength. You'd have to have 2 of them together, and this is just a half strength, this unit here. So they're just a half on the back here. So that would be half of, half of half of 7 is 3.5. And then we have, okay, 31st foot. And there's 6, 3 and 3. So that's ×4. That's 24 plus 3, that'd be 27. And the infantry is in square. So square is just like, they treat it just like column, unless you have more than 9. If you have 9 or more, no, more than 9. So that's going to be 6. It's to be 4 to 1. So 21. That's going to be, that'll be 1 hit. Now the square will be able to fire multiple times, but their fire strength will be thirded. So they only have 3. They're actually going to have to come out of square, a result of that combat. But they'll be able to fire at one of those hexes, and then the skirmisher, but probably won't be effective against the skirmisher. Okay, French is going to be ×3. So basically, you're going to have a strength of 3 because they only have 3 left. Okay, so that means they'd started. So 1 strength is going to be firing here. ×3 is 3, and in line that's going to be 1 to 3. So 64 needed a 65 or 66. And then against the skirmisher, that's not even going to be effective. So it's going to be off the charts. It's like, let's see. Let's see, a skirmisher is like 14. So that's like 1 to whatever. So, okay. All right, so they're going to come out of the square. They're going to take a loss. So I'll turn them like that. And of course, 25. Normally, you only have to check morale with the odd with every odd every odd increment beginning with the first increment lost. But it says French and French Allied infantry check morale each time they lose an increment due to British or the King's German Legion musket fire combat. So British check every time they lose an even numbered. So the French are going to have to check. So they've already lost more than half their strength. So that's going to be -6. Okay, so -6. Okay, they rolled a 64, so they stand. Okay. So they don't have to retreat or do anything. They're fine. They're going to stay like where they're at. Okay, so next, okay, we're just going right there next door to, so we've got this skirmisher here that's firing on this square here. So again, see that they're going to have only a strength of 3.5 instead of a 7. So, you know, they're going to, I don't know, I haven't really decided if giving them, because we are talking about a one strength increment lost is 100 men. So, you know, maybe having a firepower of 7 at half strength is too much. So, okay, so the square is a 6 defensively. And so they have a 3, so that's going to be 1 to 2. And no effect. And then the square can fire, well, they can only fire because they only got a third of their strength. So that's a 6. So a third of their strength is 2. So 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, and the skirmisher is 14, so that's going to be like 1 to 2. Oh, 65. So that, all right, so the next combat we have is right here. Okay. Fire combat. All right, so we've got part of Sherbrooke's division. They are firing at the 63rd Battalion, the 1st Battalion of the 63rd Regiment. Okay. And let's see here, we have, I'll try to read this best I can. Oh, this is the 1st Division of the Coldstream Guards. Okay, so those dudes will actually have a better firepower. So, their firepower is going to be 5. Or multiplied by 5. So they can fire a strength of 4 when they're in line out of 1 hex. So that's going to be 20 against the French unit here who's in column. So that's going to be 6. So that's going to be 3 to 1. 52. Okay. It's going to be just 1 hit. Okay. All right, and they're going to fire back. I'm not going to switch the cubes here. Okay, firing back, they've got a 7. So if you look here, their fire strength at the top. Okay, top number 7. Middle number 12 is their melee, and then 31 is their morale. So 7. British are in line, so that's 7 to 9. That's going to be 1.5. 32 is not enough. Okay, so now we roll for the morale, and we got a 16. So that unit has disordered. So I'll have to put a disorder on it. And turn it this way. So I'll retreat it at the end. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. So they're going to lose another. They're actually going to lose another because they're in a zone of control. So zone of influence, zone of control. So they're going to have to move back 4. So 1, go ahead and move it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, they take another loss. So okay, now let's go here. They've got, they're actually a Coldstream Guards too. They've only got 4. So there we're going to have the same odds. We're going to have 20 to 6, so that's going to be 3 to 1. 64. That's probably going to be 2 hits. Yes, it is 2 hits, which means they're going to have to. Well, of course, they're going to check their morale, but okay. So now we have to check the 2nd Battalion of the 27th. And oops, they have a firepower of 6 in column. Okay, they could have actually been in skirmish formation. 31 is their morale, so 6. I got this artillery unit that got flipped. Okay. So 6 against line, it's going to be 1.5 to 1. Okay, a 13 is not going to do anything. Let's check their morale. 53, they stay where they're at. So they do not disorder. Okay. All right, so next. Got these guys here. Now I do have to, with these green jackets here, I do have to, there's a modifier for that. Let's see if they have it over here. Should be like a -3. No, I don't see it there. Okay, it's in the special rules. So the rifle companies. So whenever a French combat formation checks morale adjacent to the British Rifle Company, it will subtract 6 from the roll. British and King's German Legion battalions that fire and are stacked with the Rifle Company will cause a potential leader casualty on a 61 through 66. And then French artillery cannot unlimber within 2 axes of a British Rifle Company. So that's the benefits. I rolled a 53, becomes a 43, so this unit still passed its morale. All right, so now we want to go to the artillery unit here that's being fired on by these units. So that's Coldstream Guards again. So it's 20. Artillery actually has unlimbered is at 16. So we're going to need some more firepower, I think. So we're gonna bring in these other Coldstream Guards and let this unit here fire here. So that's going to be, let's see how many he's got. We got to check here. Okay, he's already taken 3. So he only has a strength of 2 that he can contribute. But still, that's 10. So that's going to be 30. So that's almost 2 to 1. So it's going to be 1.5 to 1. 63. Okay, so yes, that's going to be a hit. So of course they've got to check morale. Their morale's 26. 54 they passed. And even if you subtract the 6 for losing half their, which they would, they have to roll. Lost half their, maybe they're going to have to go down by 12. They lost half their strength this fire phase. Yeah. And maybe that doesn't affect artillery, because it says a battalion or regiment, doesn't say a battery. So I guess with artillery, they don't have to take those modifications. So, all right, so they're going to fire, the artillery is going to fire back at this hex here with the green jackets. So that's 18 to 9. That's 2 to 1. But then because it's canister, it gets, according to this, with this, canister is actually going to increase it by 2 shifts. Yeah. So instead of 2 to 1, it goes 3 to 1. Okay, it's 64. That's going to be 2 hits. So 2 hits, and they're going to have to check their morale. So okay, now they have a 15, and they've just taken 2 hits. Okay, they passed. And I do have to, the artillery took a hit, so I've got to put that on there. Okay, so now we go to the next group there. And we've got a battery and infantry. So, and here we've got, they're going to be in line. They've got, this is KGL. Oops. So, all right. Okay, so KGL, they can fire 4 increments out of that line hex. So times 4, so that's 16. And if they fire okay, against let's see. No, those guys are actually should, I think when I combined those, I put them in line. Yeah, they're in line. So that's going to be 16 to 9. That's going to be 1.5 to 1. 13 is not going to be effective. So now the artillery can fire 1 hex. Okay. I don't think they have to combine their fire. So let me look here. Okay. So let's go here to where we're talking about fire. Move. Oh, here we go. Well, I guess actually that artillery that took that hit doesn't have to take that hit because it has to be even. So this artillery unit does not take this hit. They only take the even number hits. So okay, but going over to the other one there with their stacked, let's see if I can find here where it talks about stacking. So I guess the infantry has to be in column. Oh, wait a minute. Here it says now. Okay. One battery of an artillery unit may fire from a mixed stack of infantry and artillery if the infantry is in line. Up to 4 increments of infantry may add their fire to this attack. But it says they must fire on the same hex. Okay. So we've got to fire on the same hex. So we've got Leher, okay, and we can fire 4, and they're going to fire at the KGL unit there. So we're firing here. Okay, so they're in line. Okay, so Leher is still the same, 3. 3 times, that's 12, and we get to add the 12 to the 18, so that's 31. 31 to 9, that's 3 to 1. And then we get, because it's canister, we go up 2. So we go up to 5 to 1. Okay, 41. That's only going to be 1 hit. Really, instead of doing the moving, shifting up, the canister fire should actually, I think, should be, you stay at whatever, odds you have, but you get to roll twice. Because just moving up on this fire chart is not enough. When you're firing canister. Canister should just be devastating. And it's not. That or you double the losses. And so instead of 1, they take 2, and if you happen to roll 2, they take 4. You may say, well, 400 men? Well, that's what happens. You get up there close on that artillery firing that canister. Okay, so it's just going to be 1 hit on that KGL unit there. And they don't have to check morale. Well, I don't know. Let me check to see if they actually do. I can move some units around here. I don't think they check until, let's see here, morale, let's see. Okay, so the KGL units check morale each time they lose an odd. So they do have to check. So 25, they might have just disordered. See what they've got. Yep, they have a 26, so they just disordered. There it is. Well, 26. So they're going to lose another increment because they're retreating in the zone of influence. So they have to retreat 3 hexes back. So they're here, 1, 2, 3. So they go back to there. All right. Let's go on. We must go on. Alien. They're moving up to the mothership. The derelict. Okay. So here we've got, they they've already taken 4 hits. Wow, okay. So, their foot. They've taken 4 hits. Okay, these guys are going to have to fire here. Okay, so Ruffin. Okay, so they only have a strength of 2. So that would be 8 against 9. Okay, that's going to be 1 to 1.5. 55. Don't think that's going to be a hit. Yeah, it actually is. But it can be ignored because it's against artillery. They only take the even number. But we have to roll for, no, we don't have to roll for Ruffin, because they would have had to roll a 65. Okay. All right, so that artillery unit gets to fire. And let's see what Ruffin adds to it. Okay, so Ruffin, this number here above the morale is a 1. So he gets to add 1 to the die. Not much, but it's something. So 18 to 9, that's 2 to 1. We get a shift up twice. 32 becomes 33. So that's a hit. All right. Oh, actually, they go to 5. Oh, wait a minute. Well, yeah. Oops. I don't know, when you get to when you get below 50% of your strength, I think you should be rolling every time you take a hit, anything that happens. You know, not just every odd, because they're only going to check on 2, 4, and the last one doesn't matter, so 2 and 4. You know, he's only got 1 left. He's only got 100 men. They had 600. Now they're down to just 100 guys. I think that would be quite a morale effect. You know, that you had 200 guys and all of a sudden now you only got 100 left and you're facing this artillery. So we're going to roll. 54. Okay, well, what do they got? I think they'll be all right. Yeah, 23. Yeah, they're going to be okay, but I still roll. You know, I'm taking 6 off because they've lost 50% of their strength. Okay, now next here and here. Now we've got an assault. So, but we've got the fire first. And I know when let's see, is it the 4th edition? Yeah, the 4th edition rules, you had if you were assaulting, you didn't get to fire. But here in the 5th edition, of course, all of it was changed. At least the melee part. So this would be where you would approach, you would fire, and then you would assault. So So we got fouet d'assault. So it says offensive fire only occurs during the fouet d'assault segment.